How's everybody doing tonight? I'm doing alright, dog. Had a bit of a coughing fit there, but whoops, sorry. Let me get that shut off. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, dog, that's good. Alright, guys, this is a fresh case. God. Can't stop coughing here. I'm coughing so much my nose is running. Alright, guys, we got 14 spots left. This is a fresh case. You have tons of huge names on that board, guys. Ovechkin, Iverson, Knicks, Orr, Kershaw, Chase, Sheen, Marino, guys, Ortiz, Dion, Breeze, Emmett, Tatis, Alvarez, Peyton, Alphabet, Gunnar, Ja, Montana, Love, Soto, Julio, Durant, Garnett, Malone, LaMelo, guys. So many good names. Mariano Rivera, Pennick, Jokic, Ryan, Ewing, Moss, Acuna, Ronaldinho, Pippen, Bradshaw, Trey, Tua, nice block there, Vlad, Rooney, Xavier, Jordan, Zion. And this is a fresh case, guys. Hang on, we might actually have 16 left. Let me make sure. I didn't hear back from Man Bear last night if he wanted to stay on the board. Look like it there. Man Bear, are you out there? Yep, I'm going to have to pull your spots off the board there if I don't hear from you there. to do it, guys, but like I said, it's not like I've been breaking a lot here, and I guess guys just send on the nights before, so alright guys, well unfortunately we're got 17 left, not 14 there. If he bounces back in, but I asked several times last night and I didn't hear back from him, and I did not get payment, so how you doing, Justin? And this is a fresh case, folks. I don't like pulling guys off, guys, but not really making a ton on this, and we're not breaking enough to be tabbing, guys, so that's why I say send when you drop fellers. Alright guys, we got 17 left. You got monster names on the board. I just put a couple big boys back there for you. Fresh case also, guys. Yeah, I was looking at Underdog, and they got to do something about their damn fucking payout structure there, man. I mean, the guy who finished overall in top points, um, last year he would have won $1 million. This year he got 35 fucking dollars, and on top of it he got bumped in the week 15 brackets, man. And it's just like, it's bullshit. They got to figure out something, man. I don't care how much they keep promoting, man. Nobody's gonna lose all their money every year. You know, again, if you enter 150 max lineups, you're gonna get to week 17 one time in 10 years, which means that you've got to spend $37,500 in order to get one lineup just in week 17. And it's just like, that's fucking crazy. It's like, you know, everybody's gonna fucking, you know, how many people do they really think can afford to lose 37,000 fucking dollars every year for 10 straight years? You know, well, not every year, but for 10 over a 10-year period. Yeah, it's like, they're fucking crazy, man. You know, and they could say, well, oh, the better ones will do better than that and this and that, but you know, like I said, that's going to get old real fast. I mean, they may grow next year, but the year after that, there's no way that guys are going to continue playing when they're getting none of their money back. If you play on any other site, you know, even in the worst years, you'll get something back to help bankroll you the next year. An Underdog, you're basically guaranteed to fucking lose like 95% of your fucking buy-ins. And it's almost a guarantee. It's like, you know, you might as well go out and buy a fucking lottery ticket. So, you know, I don't know how many, you know, people they think are going to drop, you know, 37.50 every fucking year. You know, and you're getting fucking $40 back, are going to continue to do that, man. They're crazy if they think it's going to continue for more than another year. You know, guys are like, yeah, but look at DFS. And I'm like, yeah, DFS is dying a horrible death right now. You know, I'm like, the volume of players just from, you know, in the last 2 years keeps decreasing every fucking year. You know, it's basically why you got 3 fucking sites out there, or 4 sites to play on, you know, versus, you know, 10 years ago you used to have 10 sites you could play on. Now you've got Yahoo, FanDuel, DraftKings, and fucking Owner's Box. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think Owner's Box is even going to last. They just have not been able to draw enough players, so every fucking week there's layover. Come on, folks, let's get some drops moving here. Yeah, how you doing, Justin? Yep, sorry about that. I just saw your message. Yep. This is the multi-sport series. It's treated us pretty damn well, man. I mean, we have had like 2 crap cases, but the rest of them have been very solid for us. I mean, we've hit huge names out of them. We've had, just solid cases out of them. Um, and it's like you said, it's a huge fucking checklist. So, there's no shortage of names to pick from. But we've been hitting pretty damn well. I don't know what's going on with Gold Rush last couple series, man. Finally sort of figuring it out there. And the MLB treated us really well. This has treated us really well. And then we had a case of NFL 16 by 20 photos this week also. And those were really friggin' nice, man. I'll have more of the NFL photos tomorrow, so I'm hoping we can get through this case. I don't know if we'll get through it tonight, but I'm sure hoping we are. Yeah, but in the NFL photos, we started off really rough with the Doug Flutie and Sony Michel. Then we hit Andre Reed, but everything after that was pretty damn nice. I mean, we hit Tim Brown, LaDainian Tomlinson, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Tyreek Hill. Then we hit Thurman Thomas and Joe Burrow. So that was all one case of photos, man, and I'd say that's a pretty damn nice case. So I'll have more of those tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, all the last 3 products we've tried from Gold Rush have been pretty nice, man. These have been really nice. The MLB was also pretty damn nice, man. Yeah, we had a couple nice cases of MLB. So I don't know why this has been filling a little slow here, but normally this had been going really well up until I broke them photos. I think everybody wants to wait for the photos again. Because, yeah, those were pretty freaking nice, man. Iverson, Mariano, Shaq, Iverson. Alright guys, we are down to 13 and you've got huge names on that board still there, guys. This is a fresh case also, folks. We have not done one break out of this baby. Yeah, and on Fridays, for whatever reason, seems like guys don't really hit the room till about 9 or so. Fridays have been weird. It's like we get a sort of a late start, and then guys actually have been splitting a little early on it. So hopefully by 9 we'll get some guys hitting our roster here, can get a couple breaks out. Yeah, it was right on Devontae, and I didn't listen to my own advice on the fucking Tajay fucking play, man. I wish I would have. Yeah, like, fuck. Yeah, he definitely came on late, that was for sure, Adams there, but, you know, he did have a monster day, so I don't care when it comes. It's like, you know. You know, it all fucking counts. Learned that the hard way a few times, man. It was like 2 years ago, man. I literally was having like one of the better weeks I've ever had playing DFS. I was up like $28,000, and there was 40 seconds left in the fucking Chiefs game. And by the time fucking Mahomes threw a touchdown in that 40 seconds and then went to overtime and went crazy in overtime, it was like I literally ended up with like 1,500 fucking bucks. And I was like, you motherfucker. I was just, I hate to say it, I'll never like Mahomes, but just simply because of that, man. It was like, I'm sitting there watching my fucking winnings just go down every fucking couple seconds, and I was just like, you motherfucker. Yeah, it was one of the most horrible feelings I ever freaking had, man. I was, like I said, I literally was like 28 grand up, and then I ended up winning like $1,500 by the time he had finished. And I was just like, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. You know, I was so mad. You know, it was the last game of the slate, 40 fucking seconds left, man. And I thought for sure that money was in my pocket. Oh, it was with 40 seconds left. It wasn't even early. This was the last game on the fucking that was still going on the slate. He had 40 seconds left, man. And I was like, I was already spending that fucking money. It was like, there were 40 fucking seconds left in the entire fucking slate. And then he went off, and then he went into overtime and went off in overtime, and it just kicked my ass, man. Everybody was on him, too. You know, it was like high owned, so it was like a million fucking people ended up passing me, and I was just so pissed. So fucking pissed. Yeah, and I'll always hate him after that, man. I'll always fucking hate him. I'm sorry, but it's shit like that, man. That just makes me fucking hate or love players. It was fucking brutal, man. I literally was, I was so pissed. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, oh god. I've had several $1,000 days in DFS before and stuff like that, but never, yeah, it never hit like huge like that. It was just, it was rough, man. Yeah, I was actually looking over stuff right now this week, man, and I don't know. This week seems a bit confusing and fucking the simulators and stuff, man, aren't giving me anything either. You got Jamar going against Cleveland, but Burrow traditionally doesn't play well against Cleveland, so, I'm sure that'll mean he'll go off this week when I don't play him. But, I'm sure I'll have him in a couple lineups, but it's just like, I'm not really loving the top wide receivers. Jamar against Cleveland, Jefferson, I don't know. Yes, he can get you there, but he's just been so up and down. Amon Ra, just not sure they're going to use him that much. AJ McLaurin, I hate to say it, man. I might be, going to be going back to Adams a bunch this week. Some Tyreek. And Jigba, Thomas. Might play some Cooper this week just because counting on a bounce back week for him. No, I hate to say it, but I'm playing Caleb more than I really like so far. I've only done a few lineups, but literally the one I just put in a few minutes ago. There's one. I literally just entered this right before I went on air. So as you can see, I got Caleb, I got Moore and Allen. Played Janu, Ridley, Mason, Robinson, Gibbs. No, I mean, again, I don't love Mason, but he's fucking super cheap. And he hit, for 4,700, man, you got to play the QB there, and I just threw Ridley in as the correlation. I don't really love Ridley, but, I'm just trying to get correlation with Rudolph there. Yeah, so like I said, as I do like that combo, and like I said, as you can see here, I've got, I don't got him in that one, but I do got him, I do believe in this one. Yep, I got Caleb again and Allen. I left more off of that one, but I want, trying some Penix, Pitts in that one. Pitts sucks lately, but I'm just counting on Penix dumping some stuff off to him. So, I may swap him out, but I'm not sure. And then I got, this one was a bit nuts. Adams and Jigba, I just went with a lot of like high point guys, but wanted to get Tajay in there. Yeah, and DK is cheap this week. This week, and especially on Owner's Box, he's really cheap this week. I was thinking the same thing, man. I was just like, do I want to pay up for Jackson or do I want to go down to DK? So, I still got, I'll still enter another 20 lineups on that site, so I got a lot of playroom. I just like to throw a few early. For whatever reason, it seems like a lot of my early lineups do better than some of my late ones, man. And there they got the double flex plus the super flex, so it's technically 3 flex spots. So when you got a QB that's dirt cheap like Mason or Penix and them guys, you got to take a shot on them. And he ain't a sexy name, but Adam Thielen could be a good play this week, man. It looks like Coker may even be out, and they've got no other receivers there, man. Even Javonte Sanders might not be a bad cheap TE to play because, again, man, if Coker's out, David Moore's out. They have nothing. It's pretty much Sanders and Thielen left. I mean, Bryce has to throw to somebody, man. Yeah, I was watching Pete Overzeke earlier today. I don't know if you watch his stuff on YouTube there. But they put together a lineup where they were actually playing Hunter and the other guy. Both tight ends from New England. Hooper? Yeah. They were playing, in their lineup, they were playing Hooper and Hunter. And Hooper drives me crazy, man. He's another guy who's like really cheap and you can get fucking 10, 12 points out of him, but you could also get a fucking 4. They're putting up 10 or more points for like 3 straight weeks, and then last week I finally played him and he gets me a 4. Yeah, I'm gonna have to deposit there this week, like it or not. Unfortunately, like I said, I had a rough fucking week there last week. Yeah, but on owner's box, DK is only 5,200, man, and it's like he's in that Adam Thielen, Allen Mooney range. And for that price, I just think you might want, gonna take a shot or two at him. I know he's had a rough couple weeks as of late, but yeah, like I said, you got like I said, there's Ridley Moore. You got DK there, and it's like that just seems way too cheap for DK. And like I said, I know he hasn't had monster games the last few weeks there, but just got a weird feeling this week that he could blow up there. And I'm just looking for lower owned guys too, man. So, that's always a friggin' problem this early, especially on a site where not a lot of guys really play. It's hard to, um, guys who use the Sims. So, but I sort of think all the Atlanta guys are. Yeah, I was thinking about him too. Like I said, yeah, early on, he'll definitely be low owned. The other guy is that Patrick Taylor kid who's going to play for the San Fran. He's the favorite to again replace Garendo. So 49ers running backs always have decent value, and if you can get them a super cheap play, man. I'm just waiting to see if fucking Tajay is going to be the man this week, or if Pollard is going to play. Again, Pollard didn't practice last week and ended up fucking playing, so who knows? They're still calling him questionable. Yeah, Sincere, yeah, he's out, so like you said, Amir could be a good low-owned guy. I think Patrick Taylor will be higher owned, so will Tajay. And as much as I don't like really playing him too much, even Swift could be a decent play. I mean, he got 20 touches last week, and they're talking about getting him more involved again this week, so I definitely won't use him a ton, but I'll probably throw him in one or two lineups. Man, I don't know what's going on with Stotastic and their fucking Sims lately, too, man. It's like they just have not been updating fucking their early projections much at all, man. I mean, they still got Charbonnet projected as the starter. He's coming up in a shitload of lineups. Yeah, so you can see they got Charbonnet, in 35%. It's like he's not even fucking starting. What the fuck? It's. Yeah, I'm not exactly a fan of, like I said, their damn projections this week. I hate to say it, I'm going to cancel. Just, it's not good, man. Yeah, and a cheap wide receivers, again, if Coker plays, he could be a good one. If he does play, it ain't looking good, though. And then that Washington kid from Miami could be another cheap, decent play with Waddle out. Yeah, I mean, you see, shit like this is bullshit. It's already Friday night, and they still have Charbonnet projected for almost 18 points. You know, and it's just like that fucks up the whole fucking sim. It's like, even if you fucking bounce them down, it's like, why do I gotta bounce, you know? Bounce them down. I'm paying for projections and the fucking sim tool. I'm not even sure I'm gonna give him that. Give him 7. Come on, guys. We got 13 spots, man. No one filing into the room for us yet here. Whoop, there you go. Sorry, Pat. I just saw you there, bud. Yep. All the names on the right. Sorry, these are all available, bud. So this side of the board. Yeah, let me actually change that damn color there. So all these are the pickable names, Pat. I hope you've been good. Yep. So you pick a name, you get 4 via random. And there's a ton of good names on that board, but it's just we just haven't had guys hitting the room tonight for whatever reason. The product has treated us really well too, man. I mean, we've had very solid cases. We've hit big hits out of the stuff. I mean, we pulled Trout, etc. there. We've had a lot of good hits out of this product. You know, and again, you got Ovechkin, you got Austin Matthews, Nix, Orr, Sheen, Chase, Clayton Kershaw, Connor McDavid still there, Dan Marino, Ortiz, Dion, Breeze, Emmett, Tatis, Alvarez, Peyton, Gunner still there, guys, Ja, Montana, JJ, Love, Soto, Julio, Malone, Durant, Garnett, LaMelo, Messier, Penix, Jokic, Nolan Ryan, Ewing, Randy Moss, Kaká, Acuna, Zion, Vlad, Rooney, Xavier, Jordan, Tua, Trey, Bradshaw, Scotty, the Ronaldos, guys. Oh, DC, that's a rough one. Yeah, I mean, I think you gotta go Walker in some ways. You know, it's just a matter of will they mix in Charbonnet or what? Yeah, you know, I don't know. The only thing is that Cincinnati's defense has totally sucked, man, the last month or two. So yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, you know, I want to say Walker, but I'm being honest, man. It's like, you know, Ford. Ford could get a lot of go against Cincinnati there, man. Yeah, I can't trust any of those guys, man. The Colts receivers are is another batch of guys who I just never get right. You know, I'll throw Richardson in some lineups for his running upside, but I think I'm going to stay away from Pittman and Josh. You know, it could bite me in the ass. Is he who's starting? Yeah, I didn't say who's getting the main carries. But even if he's only getting the third down back, it's like he only got like 7 rushes last week, and he got fucking how many you know, receptions, man. So and again, do you guys get return points as well, DC? Because you know, again, he does return. So you know, that always kicks in. You know, like last week on Owner's Box, he had like 21 or 22 points because of the extra, you know, little addition of his his returning. Yeah, so if you don't get return yards, it might be a little iffy. You know, he only had 7 carries. He did only have 2 receptions, but again, he had 117 return yards. So again, he finished with 23 points. You know, if you're getting return yards, you know, you might want to think of him. Yeah, no return yards, then yeah, I'd probably go Walker, man. I think you got to go Walker in that case. Yes, sir. Yep, Pat. So all the guys on the right there, so in the tan color, yep, the lightest color there. So all those guys are the names you can pick from. Anybody on this side of the board. So these are the claim names, and then everybody else is available. And like I said, there's still a lot of nice names on the board, and the product has treated us really well, bud. Like I said, I mean we've had some cases. It's YouTube breakers. Hang on, I can give you the. There's not a lot of guys around yet, which is one of the problems. Whoops, gonna drop it in the wrong chat there. Here, but I'll drop you a link. Pat. That's YouTube. Not really. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you go there, you'll see there's really not a lot of. I mean, there's a few guys broadcasting, but I just got some regs. Who still show up at breakers, so I just, you know, again, I just keep broadcasting there. It doesn't cost me anything, so. But yeah, there's really only a couple guys around right now. For whatever reason, on Fridays we usually get a little bit of a late start. I don't know if guys go to dinner, etc. And again, this is the first, you know, I don't know how this weekend's going to go. It's the last weekend of Christmas shopping, so I'm sure guys are going to be out shopping and stuff. I mean, nowadays I know most people just order stuff, but yeah, you know, again, one of the things that worries me about Harrison is Kyler saying that, you know, Trey's going to start getting touchdowns. So I just, you know, I don't know if they're going to try to feed him just to finally get him some touchdowns. So that's the thing that worries me. You know, I'm going to make sure I get Trey in a few lineups. But yeah, Marvin, man, I got to say Marvin's a guy who's really disappointed. I think not only me, but everybody this year. I thought people, you know, I think people thought he was a surefire, you know, monster. Yeah, and he ain't done much, man. Him and Kyler just can't seem to get on the same damn page. Yeah, so but Breakers redesigned their site and it looks a whole lot better and it seems to run a whole lot better. But they never made a push. They said they were going to make a push after they redesigned the site, and but nothing ever really came of it, man. It just, they never really drew people back. You know, but like I said, I've got a few of the regs who, you know, have always watched there, and so I just, you know, I keep broadcasting there. And the other thing about the stochastic Sims, man, it's like they love Gino way too much. Gino comes up in so many fucking lineups every week, and when's the last time he's hit 20 fucking points? I mean, every fucking week he's in a million of them, and they just project him way too much every damn week. You know, again, dude's had one 20-point game all year. Or two 20-point games all year. And he is in so many of the sim lineups, it makes me nuts. God, man, they are just, man, I don't know what is going on. They literally got David Moore and fucking coming up in the Sims, and it's just like, dude, the guy is not fucking playing. He hasn't even cleared fucking concussion protocol. He's not practicing. And he hasn't cleared protocol. What makes you think he's gonna fucking play? Yeah, again, I don't play. I hate to say it this way. It's like I don't really play the lineups, but I like to compare and stuff like this. They also have the main thing I do like to use is they have the single lineup simulator, which is it available here? Oh no shit, it might be available early. Yeah, is that I can plug my lineups in and it'll run the Sims on the lineups that I create, you know, like the ones that I showed you earlier and stuff. So it's like, again, I do like to plug in my lineups and see what they predict as far as like that goes and stuff. So, I hate to say it, the higher generated lineups are the ones I'll enter into the bigger money contests and stuff like that. But their projection's got to be good in order for that single lineup generator to be accurate. You know what I mean? And it's like if they're projecting fucking Charbonnet for 17 points, it's like that's not accurate. It's, oh, they only got the Saturday games. That's why it's available. All right, that's Saturday games. Yeah. Normally, it's not available until 12 hours before the contest. Yeah, so it's like it's like again when they have guys that are fucked up projected, you gotta edit them in so many damn places, and it's ridiculous. Yeah, so if you do want any names, Pat, let me know. Yeah, but a lot of times, I hate to say it, what makes no sense is if it's a sim, it's supposed to give you the best winning lineups, but yet I always seem to create lineups that have better percentages than theirs, and I'm just like, then what's the point of the sim, you know? Yeah, let's see what they. see what they come up with for DK just for the hell of it here. Like I said, you know, I understand if not a lot of people use it for owner's box, but it's like, then don't fucking offer it, okay, if you're not going to keep it updated. Come on, guys, we got 13 left. Where is everybody? This is a fresh damn case, guys. Ownership, same thing for DK, man. It's like, what the fuck are people paying for? And he still got Charbonnet. Second fucking ranked running back. Pool exposure 26. It's like, he's not starting, assholes. You know, Jonathan Taylor's another guy that they're hot on this week that I'm just not hot on. But it's like, and this is for DraftKings, man. It's like, you know, yeah, I just don't know what the fuck I'm paying for. Yeah, man, Jonathan Taylor's coming up in a lot of lineups, and I just can't play the guy. I'm sorry. He just, Jacoby's another guy who keeps coming up a lot this week, and I just, you know, I like Jacoby, but I don't like the QB play there. Come on, guys. We got 13 spots left. Let's get this thing flowing here. What is going on? We were rolling all right last few days there, and tonight we're stuck in the water here. Got a fresh case again, guys, of a product that's treated us really damn well. Their defense is so fucking brutal, man. Yeah, it's and again, it's the only thing, like I said, is for whatever reason Burrow just does not play Cleveland well, man. You know, I will have him in some, but yeah, he just for whatever reason does not play well against fucking Cleveland. Yeah, but Burrow, I think, yeah, he's an MVP contender. But right now, I do gotta say, I think it's Lamar and Allen leading the way, man. Lamar's been pretty freaking consistent all year, and what Allen's done the last few weeks is just, you know, unbelievable there. What kills me is that Josh Allen, none of them receivers are playable. You know, it's like the fucking guy is putting up huge points, and the receivers are still unplayable. You know, Cooper killed me last week. He went from 14 targets the week before to 0 last week. Not even one freaking look. You know, I have no clue how you go from 14 targets to 0. They're all unplayable. Shakur, Coleman, Cooper. Dude, that fucking defense. I've been saying for weeks now, Justin, that yeah, if I'm Burrow in that offense, I am so pissed against the defense because they have been putting up so many damn points, and that defense couldn't stop a fucking Pee-wee team. It has been brutal. You know, and I don't know what happened to Denver's defense yesterday, man, but that was brutal to watch, too. They're up 24-13 and then end up losing fucking. It's like, you know, the offense, too. I hate to say it, but the offense just died. They had, out of 4 drives, you know, 4 late drives, man, 3 of them were 4 and outs. It's like, you know, and the defense couldn't stop any. Couldn't stop them at all during that, man. It was brutal. But the Bengals, man, like I said, you know, they keep coming back and scoring, and fucking defense lets them back in the game. Offense scores again, defense lets them back in the game. And it's just like, man, it's just brutal to watch. I can't, you know... Yeah, if I'm anybody on that offense, I'd be so pissed at that defense. You know, they should have easily won 3 or 4 more games, and that's easily won 3 or 4 more games. If the defense just could have come up with 1 or 2 stops, man. You know, a couple extra stops, I mean, per game, not, yeah. You know, friggin'. And they're wasting all that young talent. That's the other problem with, you know, with Cincinnati, man. It's like, you know, you're wasting prime years for Jamar and T and Burrow. You know, and that Brown kid's playing way above expectations. I don't think anybody expected any Cincinnati running back to be putting up those kind of numbers. Yeah, and the other thing that worries me about Burrow this week is, are they going to have to score that much? You know, with the Dorian kid fucking starting, you know, Jameis bench this week. He was one of my horrible picks last week, man. You know, again, I did a bunch of Brown stacks, and he was fucking awful. I mean, he was pathetic. He literally got me fucking 2 points or something like that, man. It was like, dude. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to score that many points, though. Even if he plays well, it's like I don't see him scoring 30 or something, you know what I mean? So it's like... Yeah, so... You know... I just don't see Dorian slapping friggin', 30 points on the board. I mean, it is possible against that fucking defense for sure, but... You know, Dorian, I will use Dorian in a few lineups, but, um, you know, not too many, man. Like I said, I'll try him and Judy just because of, like I said, it's that defense is just horrible. But in that price range, I just think you might be better off with Penix or even going even a few hundred cheaper with Rudolph or one of those guys and still getting close to the points. Less owned. I do think Penix will be high owned this week. Man, bodies are just not hitting the room. Come on, guys. We got 13 spots left. You have a monster names on the board there. Again, Ovechkin, Austin Matthews, Bo Nix, Bobby Orr, Sheen, Chase, Kershaw, Connor McDavid, Marino, Ortiz, Dion, Breeze, Emmett, Tatis, Alvarez, Peyton, Gunnar, Ja, JJ, Montana, Love, Soto, Julio, Malone, Durant, Garnett, LaMelo, Messier, Penix, Jokic, Nolan Ryan, Ewing, Moss, Acuna, Zion, Vlad, Wayne, Wayne Rooney, Xavier, Jordan, Tua, Trey, Bradshaw, Pippen, the Ronaldos, guys, and I left a lot of big names off of that. Plenty of nice names to cover our last 13 spots, fellas. We got 19 of our 32. Alright, we're down to 12, guys. We got 20 of our 32 spots taken. 12 left. Yeah, that's what that's what I said just a few minutes ago. I was like, yeah, it's one of the last, weekends of shopping before Christmas, so I'm sure guys are out grabbing last minute gifts and everything else here. I was just hoping to get through some of this case so I could get photos lined tomorrow, man. Those photos treated us really friggin' well, man. I mean, the last box we pulled was Burrow, and nobody thought, you know, we had hit so well up until that point, nobody thought that we had a Burrow sitting there. He was actually in the random. Nobody had even picked him. It was like... Yeah, I mean, again, we started off rough in our first two breaks of the case, but the last three were really friggin' nice, so... again, we started out rough with the Flutie and the Sony Michelle, and that was a brutal break. And then the next box we pulled was Andre Reed, and that was brutal, and I think we all were freaking out at that point. But then we hit Tim Brown right after that. The next break was LaDainian and CMC. Then we hit Derrick Henry, Tyreek Hill, and then Thurman Thomas and Joe Burrow. I mean, I ain't going to complain about that damn case one little bit. Nice, Justin. Well, hopefully, yep. You know, it won't hurt you or whatever, but you know, like I said, yeah, you know, I'm a many lineup guy, so I'm definitely not a, like, you know, one or two lineup guy. You know, like an owner's box, you know, again, I'll probably, you know, in the $5 contest, I'll probably drop 20 or 30 lineups in it. And then, you know, some of the bigger ones, I'll only, you know, those I'll only drop a, you know, 4 or 5 in, but yeah, on a cheaper contest, I'm a friggin' 30 lineup guy. Well, not a 30, but like I said, usually about 20 or so. I just like playing too much. It's like, I just say, having a fun is playing, you know, with the lineups. Come on, guys. I didn't realize they got that late already, man. Come on. Where the hell is everybody? We're praying we aren't going to have a zero night, man, because my crowd on YouTube is not showing at all again here. I mean, last couple days we've had some okay numbers, but today, man, I'm not getting anybody around, man. It's been so up and down here. Yeah, but on the cheap running backs, I'll use a little bit of everybody. I'll try, you know, I will try Amir. I'll try, you know, Taylor, friggin' Spears, a little bit of everybody, man. Ford. You know, like I said, on owner's box, Ford isn't nearly as risky because of, like I said, his return yards. I only use Ridley in a couple lineups, man, because I hate that guy. He's definitely one, like I said, you know, I got that list of guys who I just can never get right, man. But last time Mason played, he threw to him a lot, so hoping that's going to continue here. Yeah, and I'll have Chase in a few lineups, because how could you not at least have in some lineups? But telling you, I don't really like a lot of those high price guys this week, man. Adams and Hill here and there are about the only ones I'll do. Yeah, Laporta, yeah, he was a guy who I played a few times last week. Wasn't disappointed too much. So yeah, I think again, like yeah, he'll be in there. The Bears secondary actually isn't that bad. So again, I'm staying away from Amon here. Like I said, I'm staying away from Chase for the most part, Jefferson for the most part, even AJ. I'll play Hill a few times, but not too many. Like I said, I'll probably play Adams a bunch, just because he's just been getting so many fucking targets. It's just those reception points just add up so fast. But other than that, I'm paying down for that area I showed you with the Thielens, the Allens, the Moores, DJ Moore, Allen, Brian Thomas, Jigba, those guys, man. Paying up at running back this week mostly. Then gonna have a lot of Bijan and Gibbs. Gonna be so high owned though, so probably gonna throw a few Barkleys in there just because he won't. The most expensive usually isn't the most played. A lot of guys will go down from Gibbs trying to find a guy, instead of going up. So sometimes going up can be the way to go. Come on, folks. Trying to get something going here tonight. Hate to say it, I'm going to go Jono a lot too. Jono Smith a lot at tight end with Waddle out, man. He's been putting up so many 20-point days. And he's actually probably one of the cheaper tight ends there still as far as the big guys go. And with Waddle out, I got to think he's going to get all the targets he can handle. I am a little worried about Tua's hip or whatever, so how much they're going to be throwing, so again, A-Chain could be a good fade off of Gibbs and Bijan as well. Like you said, man, the A-Chain's going to, I think he's going to get more touches than he has this week, and yeah, going to get a lot of catches out of the backfield there. If Tua can't, if Tua can't get off his hip, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I did enter to a lineup there, but again, like I said, not going to play him a lot. Just going to play him here and there. Yeah, but Jono, yeah, for whatever reason, Tua traditionally hasn't thrown to his tight ends, man. So in a lot of my best balls, I didn't go Jono much at all because Tua really never threw to his tight ends. But for whatever reason, man, like you said, Tua loves friggin' Jono. And I give Jono a lot of credit, man. He played Pitts when he was on Atlanta. He played pretty well. He wasn't a star, but he played pretty decently while he was in Tennessee. Went to Atlanta, outplayed fucking Pitts. Now heads to Miami, and he's just keeps blowing up expectations, man. Good for him. Fuck, man. I hope so too, man, because, yeah, if you're talking about underdog, man, like I said, I actually advanced a decent number of teams, and all but two shit the bed, man, and none of them were in the Millie. All my Millie teams got knocked out, man. I was so pissed. All the guys who got me there, Cup, Henry, Kyron, Saquon, I went, where everybody else was going with WR early. I went the opposite. I would grabbing up all them fucking running backs in the early rounds. I literally, I had a bunch of CMC teams that actually made it through, but every one of them shit the bed on me last week. I was so pissed. Do you know the guy, again, so Justin, if you played here, the guy who finished #1 overall in points, he got bumped last week, okay? He ended up winning $35 fucking dollars, okay? He finished #1 in overall points, won $35 fucking dollars. That's just, I'm telling you, the payout structure there sucks. Last year he would have won $1 million. They had $1 million on the top overall scorer. This year the guy got 35 fucking bucks. It's like, yep, and then he got bounced in week 15. Yeah, so I've only got 2 teams left. I think one's in the puppy and then one's in a chihuahua or something like that, man. So it's like, yeah, big deal. I only got one that advanced on DK. I had a bunch that finished second, and I thought second advanced. And then when I woke up on Wednesday or whatever, or Tuesday, and I checked, I only had one that advanced. I was like, you motherfucker. I could have sworn 2 teams advanced at DK, man, and yep, it was only first. I ended up getting like $10 for the spots or something like that. I was like, you son of a bitch. It was like, yeah, he had like 4 or 5 fucking second finishes, and I thought for sure they were advancing, and then nope. Read the rules, asshole. It's like, yeah, don't assume anything. Yeah, so I got 2, but I'm betting I played about 10 times more leagues than you did. Like I said, man, I percentage-wise, I advanced a bunch, man. I still can't believe I only got 2 fucking through. But I wish you luck, Justin. Like I said, man, really wish you luck. The odds at underdog. So if you max out 150 lineups in the millie, okay. So if you max out 150 lineups, that's $3,750. So $3,750. And your chances of making it to week 17, if you max it out every year for 10 years, you'll be lucky to get one entry into week 17. That's not winning money back or anything. That's literally just getting you to week 17. One in every 10 years is the odds. And that's if you're maxing it out at 150. So if you can get to week 17, consider that a huge win alone, Justin. Yeah, so like I said, that's what the odds say. Yep. So you literally got to spend $37,500 in order to maybe get one to just the week 17. That doesn't mean you're winning any of your fucking money back or anything. It's like, oh, nice, Justin. Very nice. Yeah. I really didn't do that many DK. I did more underdog this year. I really only did like, I want to say like 11 or 12, and I advanced almost half of them into week 14. But like I said, they all shit the bet on me except one. Everybody who got me there, man, shit the bet on me. It's like, I'm telling you, man, I'm still like all friggin' hyped up and pissed off over it all. Every fucking one of them. Like I said, I got one through, and I got no faith in it too. It's I don't know how the fuck it got through. I must have had a shitty bracket or something like that. Yeah, because the one I got on DK, man, it's like one of those teams where you just got no fucking faith in. Oh yeah, Buggy Irvin was. I got him a lot. You know, again, I had Tyrone Tracy a lot because I had grabbed Singletary. I really thought Singletary was going to have a lot better year than he did, man. He was one of my shit picks in best ball. I was grabbing him a ton because again, the Giants went out and spent all this money online, man. I'm sitting here going, you know, they just spent, you know, they just brought in two of the highest paid and most sought after linemen of free agency. You know, I'm like, you know, he's one of those guys who seems to be underrated. You know, he did well for Buffalo. He did okay for Houston. I was like, with this line, he's going to have a good year. And then fucking did nothing. You know, so I backed, but I was smart, and I backed him up with Tyrone Tracy a lot. So, yeah, but, you know, Tyrone hasn't been lighting it up. He had a few good weeks, but, yeah, you know, at least he's good for 10 points in, like, a bad week or when my other guys got buys. But, yeah, man, I mean, like I said, I had an underdog for whatever reason, man. I, like, 2/3 of my draft were in the 1, 2, 3 spot. And that killed me because, again, you know, Lamb didn't do shit this year, you know, didn't play up to the 2. I have McCaffrey in so many leagues. And that's my fault for, you know, just sticking with him. You know, and so, you know, I should have, you know, mixed it up a little bit more, even though I was in the one spot so much. But, yeah. You know, and I still made a ton of lineups through, man, even with fucking McCaffrey on those teams. Because, again, I would go, if Barkley would follow me, great. You know, he only followed me a few times there. If not, it was Kyron, A-Chain, or, you know, Kyron and Henry, or, you know, those kind of guys. And I went running back heavy, and they all got me there, man, and then they all crapped on me. again, man, it's like I had no problem taking Barkley, you know, and guys just kept letting him drop because the whole, you know, all these influencers and shit were all on the WRs. You know, and again, you know, when you're playing big contests like that, you gotta get different, man. And like I said, so I said, fuck it, I'm gonna take all the big RBs, and you know, let's bail it out, man. And it, you know, I seem to be right up until fucking last week. You know, so. Another guy who killed me was, I really thought Marquez Brown was going to be, you know, was going to be the shit with Mahomes there, and then him going down when I literally had him about 50% owned in all my leagues. That, you know, that was a kick in the balls. But yep, where everybody else was going WR and tight end early, I went running back, and then I went late tight end, man. You know, I got Hunter a lot, and those kind of guys, Njoku, Ingram. Yeah, I know, but what sucked was I had I had a dead roster spot before fucking season even started. You know, and then it just goes downhill from there. You know, then McCaffrey, you know, didn't play until week 10, and you know, so that was 2 dead spots. You know, on about half of my rosters and shit. It was just, yeah, it was. I had a rough injury there year, but like I said, I still advanced. And man, I'm telling you, I had a lot of faith in my damn teams, especially with the matchups last week. And everybody who I had who had good matchups just crapped the fucking bed. Like I said, Cooper 0 was just brutal. You know, Henry, Saquon didn't do a goddamn thing. You know, fucking Kyron got 10 fucking points. You know, I mean, it was brutal. Even Mixon, man, you know, didn't do shit. You know, and yeah, so it was like, oh my fucking, you know, I was so heavy at RB. Yeah, they all just shit the bet on me. Same with our group league, man. It was like fucking. The one year I had dominated the fucking league, and then we get into week 1 and fucking Tyler Lockett put up a fucking 0 on me. And somebody else had a fucking like a 2 or something like that. It was like after dominating the whole friggin' year, I was bouncing the first week of the playoffs. I was like, you son of a bitches. No, I like best ball. So, Justin, you know, again, I work for a fantasy site. You know, it's a draft app for you know, for leagues, for regular leagues. It's not like a simulator. It's, you know, but it does recommend who to pick every. You know, the best optimal picks are based on the projections, your scoring, and everything. But my boss is I don't know, you know, it'll be a smaller contest the first year, which should be this year, but it's a different format. The buy-ins are a little more expensive because it's a 12 league package. Okay, so what it is you're drafting for all 12 leagues at the same time. All right, which might seem hard, and But all right, so you start in the number one spot. You make your pick, okay, and then you bounce to League Two, and then you now you're picking from the second spot for that league, okay. So it's 12 leagues where you're drafting from every spot. Okay, again, it's 12 separate leagues, even though you're doing the draft all at one time. It's 12 separate leagues, and you're picking from every spot for all 12 leagues, for the, each league. One league you're going to be picking in one. One league you're going to be, your first pick is two. One league your first pick is three. One league, and you bounce down, and then, you're coming back, and it snakes from that point on. So, but the whole point is you're literally making picks like every 30 seconds. You know what I mean? So it can, it can seem a little intimidating until you try it. But, when we were testing it last year, it was pretty fun. The only problem is, again, it's the buy-ins are going to be a little high because it's 12 leagues. And then it's about a 2.5 hour draft. You know what I mean? So it's, where you can get in and out of some of these drafts on Underdog, in a half hour or so, 45 minutes. It's like, this is like a 2.5 hour, 3 hour draft, depending on how, and it's not an all day affair, but it is about 2.5 hours. So I think he's going to start small this year just to see how, and again, get feedback from the users, everything, and then, maybe tweak it the next year again or something. But, so I'll let you know if he does start that. But you see, that's what I said, Justin. Now, don't get me wrong. There, at the first round can go quick, but you still got to wait for the guy before you to make his pick. So there is some breathing room there. Plus, we were thinking about doing an intermission, like a 15-minute intermission, like either in the middle or maybe like a 5-minute intermission, like every 4 or 5, not every 4 or 5 rounds, but like every 6 or 7 rounds or something like that. To let guys go pee, because I brought all that up too. I'm like, dude, we're not leaving guys time to pee or grab a sandwich or deal with a crying baby or, again, some kid dropped a glass of milk or something. The guy got a, something, I'm like, we got to give them, some kind of breathing room at some point, So he's still trying to work out all the details and everything. But again, so the site I work for is drafthero.com, and then this year he bought myfantasyleague.com, MFL.com, and that brought a lot of extra users in, and then they used to again offer a lot of they were the ones who started, like, I hate to say it, like the best ball 10s and stuff like that. So he knows he's not going to be able to compete against Underdog per se, so he's trying to get something like unique, and that's what he came up with. And again, it's fun. It's not going to be for everybody. But I think it's going to take a couple years to build up steam if it does catch on. But like I said, when you got these guys who draft 150 times and stuff like that, those are the guys I guess he's trying to target. Not so much the casual user, but the hardcore drafters. Yeah, so again, it seems like a long time, 2.5 hours, but it's 12 leagues. You know what I mean? So you knocked out 12 leagues in that 2.5 hours, you know, which you can't really do on other sites. Come on, guys. Where is everybody tonight? Come on, Breakers is what. The only guys even talking to me here, guys. Come on. We got 12 spots left in a fresh case. You know, so now with a contest like that, that's one of the other things is you're not guaranteed to get something back, but I mean, even in the worst year, who the fuck can't win 1 in 12 leagues? Okay, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, so you know, it's not a contest that's gonna that's gonna bankrupt everybody like Underdog can. Julio? Oh, if I'm reading that wrong? No, Julio's good. I hate to say it, he's a guy who we pull out of these fucking things all the time. I hate to say it, I'd say he's probably one of the higher percentage players that we have pulled. If he ain't number one, he's definitely top 5 for how many times we pulled him. NW loves him. Yeah, I haven't been watching that much MLB lately because of I just can't stand the Cubs owner. You know, I'm telling you, I hate what he did to that fucking neighborhood I grew up in, and You know, all the family businesses and everything he forced out and stuff. It was bullshit. You know, and now he's bitching about how nothing's making money for him and all this kind of crap. And it's just like, well, it's your fucking fault. You destroyed the neighborhood, jerk off. You know, you used to be able to go in that neighborhood at 4 in the morning and the streets would still be packed. Now you go down there at fucking, 8 o'clock at night and it's a fucking, looks like the zombie apocalypse hit. There ain't a person around. You know, went from, billion-dollar business district, with all these shops and everything, to fucking, the zombie fucking apocalypse. Give me 30 seconds, guys. I gotta grab a water here. Yeah, but he's a jerk off, Ricketts, man. And I just, like I said, I just couldn't support the fucking Cubs after that. And it's impossible to fucking support the White Sox. I'm telling you, they gotta move. Like it or not, man. I don't care how much money the state gives them for a new stadium. They can't build it on the south side there. Nobody wants to go to that fucking neighborhood. Come on, guys. I can't believe I can't get a drop here on this stuff, folks. We pulled really well out of this product, man. I haven't been paying attention like that much, but I know they were trying to friggin' trade everybody away, man, So I don't know if they made deals or whatever, but yeah, I'm telling you, I just can't stand the owner. I haven't been to a game since he bought the team. I don't know. I'll tell you, the whole Soto thing freaks me out. You're $750 million. It's just like, good God. You know, and granted, they'll never see that much, but you know, again, his tax bracket alone takes him down to 350 or 375 or whatever. You know, so you know, government fucking happy about the contract. I'll tell you that. Yeah, like I said, I haven't been paying that much attention to baseball, but just simply because of the whole White Sox freaking being the fucking worst team in fucking half a century. You know, like I said, I can't support the fucking Cubs, man. You know, it sucks because I grew up around there, man. Like I said, and it's bullshit. You know, all the family businesses and everything getting all driven out, and for what? Yeah, and even last year I didn't follow college football because, you know, again, not to sound morbid, but, you know, I was like, you know, you know, the only reason I really follow college football is because of, you know, to see who's going to come up in the NFL draft the next year, you know, like the QBs and stuff. So, but yeah, I was like, well, I ain't going to be around next year, so what the fuck's the point, you know? What do I care what the kids do if I'm not going to be around? Yeah, I'll tell you, that's how much I really enjoy fantasy. Was that one of the things that bummed me out the most was the fact that I was just like, I'm not gonna be able to see how I do. At the end of, I'm not gonna be around at the end of the season to see how I do. So now, hopefully, I got a few more fantasy seasons since I got a bit of a reprieve there. We'll see how long it lasts, but come on, guys. We are trying to get something going. It's already 10 o'clock. I've hardly had any drops since getting on here. This is crazy, guys. We got 12 spots left. That's all we need. There are plenty of huge names on the board. Um, Yeah, I hate to say it, I always suck at picking that kind of shit, but again, I'm still thinking Buffalo, or like it's really hard to cut it, to like Dog said, to bet against Kansas City, man. You know, um, I'd like Baltimore to get there, but I don't know if they they're just a bit inconsistent, man. Um, so and then yeah, again, I don't know if it's going to be Eagles, if it's going to be Detroit. I would like to see Detroit get there, just because again, they've never won the fucking thing, and they have had a good season, and but again, I'm not counting out some of those teams that don't have a great record. Like again, man, if the Rams can go on a nice run here, man, they have the talent to really, to get some upsets in the playoffs there, man. Again, another guy, man, that you can't necessarily count out these last couple of years. I was never a Baker fan, man, and the way he's played the last couple of years, it's like good for him, man. He's proven all the haters like me and everybody else wrong, and good for him. But like I said, there's a I'm not counting out those kind of teams, yeah, in the NFC, man. Again, even Minnesota, it's like they're very up and down, but they're very capable of going on a nice run. I mean, they've only lost 2 fucking games. I mean, yeah, it's again, yeah, man. And any of those teams, I just think are capable of upsetting the other. I think Philly's capable of upsetting Detroit, but I also think Detroit's capable of upsetting them. It's yeah, I mean it's I had said like a couple weeks ago that the Detroit Buffalo game, I was like that could very well be a preview of the Super Bowl, and it was a good game there, man. It was a hell of a game actually. Yeah, so this is like the first year that I can really remember where like it's not like just clean cut in either conference, man. Again, you can't cut out Mahomes, but Lamar's been on a nasty tear, so's Allen. Again, it's not a sexy pick, but Pittsburgh, played really well early on there, man, and it's a tough defense. Defense can win a lot of Super Bowls. So you can't necessarily count out some of those teams even in the AFC, man. If Pickens can get healthy before playoffs, and again, even with Kansas City, it looks like Hollywood might play this week. So they're getting healthy at the right fucking time. I know Mahomes a little banged up there, but if they can get Hollywood back, that'll take some heat off Hopkins. Even open up some lanes for Xavier. Pacheco's finally back here, so again, KC's getting healthy at the right fucking time. Yeah, so it's been despite some teams' records of the 11 and 2s and stuff, it just seems like one of those years where it's, you know, teams are pretty friggin' evenly matched. I'll tell you, I still can't believe how badly injuries just killed San Fran. It's, Debo banged up most of the year, McCaffrey not playing, Ayuk getting hurt. They just had a rough friggin' year. Yeah, so, had you asked me at the start of the season, I would have said, yeah, friggin', they were competing for sure, but, yeah, it's a dud for them, man. And again, so even Baltimore, man, again, unless Steelers lose to them within the next few weeks, Steelers are gonna win the division. Actually, I think they clinched the playoff already. Um, Yeah, so Steelers have already clinched a playoff spot, man, so they're ahead of Baltimore. Yeah, so despite the Rams record, Seahawks record of 8-6, I hate to say it, even if they made it by some friggin' miracle, uh, I think they get bounced week one. Hate to say it, NFC West is pretty much open and still. Same with South. But yeah, looks like both wild cards are going to come from NFC North, though, the Packers and Vikings. Unless Packers go on a shit streak here. Oh yeah, no, I have done a bunch of those in the past. I just normally suck at it, man. That's like my thing. Like I said, man, I'm just horrible. Like even in weekly pick'ems, I suck at them. Like I said, I won one Survivor pool years and years ago, fucking 20 years ago, and fucking it's like ever since then I can't pick shit, man. It's like I'm telling you, for a couple years here, one of the guys in the room did like the weekly sheets, and every fucking Thursday I got wrong. It was fucking pathetic. I mean, every fucking week the Thursday game I got wrong. I was like, yeah. So those kind of pickups I do horrible on. Even last week when we were talking about like the yardage totals and stuff like that. Of course I got greedy and I bet, you get them all right, you get the money, you win, you miss, you don't get shit. And then fucking, I get everyone right except fucking Jalen Warren, who normally has been getting 40 fucking yard receptions, couldn't get 15 fucking yards. Yeah, and fucking shit on me. I was like, you motherfucker. I understand he was the one I had the most confidence in. He was the one who shit the bed. Or the one year, Saban's first year at Alabama, we bet, I forget how much to, I even forget what the odds were, but we bet that Alabama would finish number one that year. Me and my buddy, we pitched in money and bet. And then they got all the way to the last game and then fucking lost, lost in that last game and didn't finish number one. And we were just like, you motherfucker. I mean, the odds were astronomical. It was like we literally would have won over 100 grand, and it was just like, you fuckers. Nice, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I had, again, I could pick, a bunch right, and then fucking, and then the last one shits the bed, man. It's like, yeah, so I don't know what it is about those pick'em things, but I can't friggin' get them right. Or I get greedy. I could have, like, hedged my bets and said, okay, well, if I get this much, I get half, or something, but nope, I had to be greedy about it because I felt so confident. And sure enough, man, like I said, the guy who I had the most confidence in is the one who killed me. Again, I hit on Adams. I forget what the other ones I played, man. Yeah, but I hit every one except the Warren one. You know, and that one seemed like gravy to me. I'll tell you, Chargers are another team that's surprising everybody. And yeah, and even Broncos, man. So that AFC West teams, you know, 9-6, 9-6, and Denver, man, should have been fucking 10-5. They just totally blew that game yesterday, man. I mean, that was horrible. So I do think the playoffs are going to be fun this year, man. Yeah, and the Bengals should really, they should easily be in that 9-5 range, man. Right now, that's. They said that defense just fucking kills me. But Denver's in third place in that division with a 9-6 record, man. Same with Packers. They're in third place with a 10-4 record. And our shitty Bears are sitting there at 4-10. Yeah, that's not a bad one. I haven't even looked at the pick'ems this week. I will throw a few more. I will throw a couple in this week again. But I'm telling you, I've just been on a bad roll. I need like a bounce back fucking week, man, on some of this shit. Yeah, so I haven't even looked at any of the lines yet there on that kind of stuff. Sort of curious now, though. Come on, guys, man. We have just not had any bodies in the room tonight at all here. This is crazy. Yikes, some of the passing yard totals are just seem awful fucking high on owner's box there, man. I mean, that seems like a high, that seems like an awful high over-under. Let's see what some of these receiving totals are, man. If he plays, that might be a nice one there. .5 receiving yards for Henry. I don't know. I don't see anything that's really standing out to me, man. It's like a gravy. I mean, that's not too bad on DJ. I'm trying to see where the hell they got Allen. Did I miss Allen there, man? I didn't see Allen. I don't know what the fuck I'm missing there. Cooper. You'll have to check on some other sites or something, man, because I'm not even seeing one for Allen here. Yeah, I'll have to check another site because I don't even see a total for Allen. Rome. I see Rome more, but I don't see Allen. Oh, I missed it? You see, I'm looking and I still don't see him. fuck? Blind as a fucking bat or something here. Rome. Puka Malik. Oh, there he is. Okay. 53.5, yeah. I don't know how the hell I missed him. Yeah, I have to check him out. Like I said, I haven't really... I'm hoping, like I said, I'm going to have a bunch of them in the lineup, in my lineups, but yeah, I'm definitely going to spread it out. Caleb crapped on me a couple weeks there. Yeah, I have to look it over. Again, one of my buddies always trying to get me to play him more. And like I said, I've always just been bad at it, so I tried to stay away from it. But he's just like, hey, he's like, when you're playing your lineups, you got to pick 10 right guys. He's like, here, you can play, 3 or 4 and, hit and get your money. So it does sort of make sense, like I said, to try it more. I don't know if you heard about the DraftKings lawsuit where uh, the the dude's wife, he spent I forget how much money, but cleared out his kids college funds, everything like that. And the dude's wife is suing DraftKings. Says they kept plying him with free entries and all this kind of stuff. Every time he had, I guess, because he was spending so much, he had a personal rep, and the rep just kept coaxing him to play, coaxing him to keep playing and everything. That's what she claims, and yeah. Yeah, so I'm wondering what's going to happen with that. I know. That was the other thing. They're trying to pass I forget what bill it's called or whatever, but they're saying that you're not going to be able to advertise MGM and DraftKings and them until after 10 p.m. and all this kind of shit because they're worried about kids. They don't want gambling normalized to all these kids and stuff, so they're passing through like some bill. It had like all sorts of like shit like that on it. Again, you can't advertise gambling sites until after 10 p.m. Well, I'll tell you, it's a little odd because again, she very well could win because of, like I said, some of the stories that are being described where the rep, kept like, offering them like, well, I'll tell you what, we'll give you some of your money back. We'll match your deposit bonus of 100%, and then here's free entries, and then here's free this, and they kept like, despite the fact the guy kept telling the rep, I gotta quit, I gotta quit. The rep just kept trying to coax him. So, and I know people are responsible for their own actions and stuff, but, you know, the guy just seems to have gone a little far. You know what I mean? DraftKings isn't that desperate for fucking money. It's like, let the guy go already, man. At some point the rep's got to back off, instead of kept pressuring the guy and plying him with, again, money and free entries. And so, yeah, that's the only thing that's a little weird. That's where people are like, wow, is that going to be, what wins are the case, normally it would just go down to, you're a grown man, you bet, shut the fuck up. But I guess it's the way the rep acted that has people questioning whether she can win. All right, guys, come on, man. If we don't get some drops going here in a few, we are going to end up calling her a night, guys. I've been on for 2.5 hours trying to fill this first break here, man. I really thought we'd get at least a couple breaks out tonight. This is a product that's treated us very well. How about we net opening this? It's a cheap break, $11 a spot, guys. And we've been pulling well from it. All right, Justin, you have a great night, bud. Thanks for talking to me here and helping me keep the conversation going while we were waiting. At least helping me fill the time there, bud. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. We'll be back on tomorrow, so I'm hoping we can get something popped. I don't know what the hell happened tonight. Fridays usually aren't that bad. But have a great night, bud. I do appreciate you. If we don't see you back tomorrow, have a great holiday if we don't see you before then. Come on, guys. Anybody gonna get us going here? I'm trying to hold out. But I need some help, folks. Come on, guys. Any other takers? I'm trying to give her a little extra time. Alright, guys, I really hate to go off, but for whatever reason, we are just not getting her going tonight. I thought we'd be able to get out a break or two here, but looks like we're dead in the water for tonight, guys. So I'm going to call her a night here. Thank you very much, everybody. I do appreciate those who hung out, listening to me babble there for a while. Hope y'all had a good night, guys. We'll see you all tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central. Watch for the early lines, folks. Hopefully we can get a few breaks in tomorrow, guys. I mean, brutally slow Friday here. Y'all have a good one.